For Fort Stockton High School Panther Baseball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Panther Baseball being brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, NG Miles at Turnkey Realty, Airlawn Furniture, Appliance, and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance Med Spa, Bucks Loop Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, First National Bank, Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Hernandez Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, by M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros. Now stay tuned for Panther Baseball.
And good evening, everyone. This is Ken Ripley, and we're live in Greenwood tonight. The Fort Stockton Panthers getting ready to take on the Greenwood Rangers in District 3 4A baseball action tonight. The Panthers are coached by Jason Payne, and they are 11-9 overall, 1-2 in district play. So the Panthers really needing a win tonight, as Greenwood is 2-1. So we could get into a tie with Greenwood with a win tonight in the district standings. The district standings are as follows. Seminole and Andrews and Greenwood are all at 2-1 in district play, while Fort Stockton, Pecos, and Monahans are all at 1-2 in district play in the baseball division. And by the way, also tonight, the Greenwood Rangerettes have defeated the Fort Stockton Prowlers in softball action tonight by score of 9-4. That game is already final. Fort Stockton did give up, I believe, 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Had some trouble defensively in that inning, gave up some walks, I believe, and the Greenwood Rangerettes defeat the Prowlers tonight 9-4. And so our Prowlers drop to 1-4 in district play, while Greenwood improves to 3-2. And that completes the first half of district play for our Fort Stockton Prowler softball team. All right, we've got the lineups for both teams coming up. We'll be back in just a moment.
Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
All right, let's take a look at the Fort Stockton Panther lineup tonight. Our first batter, as we're the visiting team, will be senior Rylan Nunez. He's our center fielder, number 14. And our second batter, Zane Natividad. He's our catcher, and he is number 7. Number 11 is Landon Havens, a senior, and he is the third batter. He's our right fielder tonight. And the cleanup batter will be Jerry Diaz, who is pitching tonight. He is number 9. Also, for the Panthers, batter number 5, Gama Corral. He is the shortstop and a senior, number 2. And the sixth batter will be Nick Almendares. He's the third baseman. He's number 1, and he is a junior. And number 7th batter will be number 20, a senior, Brian Encinas, playing in the left field. And the 8th batter will be senior Aiden Villarreal, number 25, and he is playing at first base tonight. Jandre Reyes is the right fielder. He's a senior, number 3, and he plays at second base. And our subs for the Panthers tonight include freshman Michael Patino, senior David Gomez, senior Kyle Rojero, freshman Nick Sotelo, freshman Aiden Hernandez, and junior Alonzo Urias. All right, so the Panthers come in losing a couple of close games. And so the Panthers are now 1-2 in district play. Greenwood at 2-1. And the Rangers, I believe, are 11-7 overall, 2-1 in district, coached by Adrian Barrera, the head coach, and then Fort Stockton with Jason Payne, our head coach. We'll be back in a moment, and we've got the start of tonight's ball game coming up We're broadcasting on KFST AM 860 in Fort Stockton, KFST FM 94.3 Fort Stockton, and on our website, KFSTradio.com, also on our YouTube page with video, KFST AM FM. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601. Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today.
All right, we're back, and we gave you the Fort Stockton lineup, and we'll talk about now the Greenwood Rangers. Pitching for them tonight is Joaquin Tavares. He's number 3, batting 5th in the lineup. And their catcher is Britton Finch. He is their second batter in the lineup. Their first baseman, Grayson Register. He's batting 6th in the lineup. And their second baseman, Carson Luter. And let's see, he is not batting in the lineup. He is just playing on defense. He's got a DH, Brayson Cantrell, batting for him in the 8th spot. The third baseman for Greenwood, Isaac Montes, batting 7th. And the shortstop for Greenwood is Dylan Dominguez. He's their first batter. And then Reese Watzel is their left fielder. He's batting the 3rd spot. The center fielder for Greenwood is Robert Guajardo, and he's their 4th batter. And the right fielder, let's see, for Greenwood, well, we'll have to pick that up a little bit later, I believe. Well, we've got probably Cannon Ogle, I believe. I believe that's right, out in right field for Greenwood. All right, so we're just about ready to get this one started. Joaquin Tavares, again, the pitcher for the Rangers. He'll be on the mound tonight. Greenwood with turf on their field. They've got a new kind of, looks like a sports complex, maybe a new gymnasium going up over at the end of the football field out there. And Greenwood did pass a bond issue not long ago, which is going to redo some of their facilities, and pretty badly needed. Rylan Nunez stepping up to the plate to start this game off for our Panther baseball team, our center fielder for Fort Stockton. Ground ball, base hit by Rylan Nunez on the first pitch into left field. Good crowd here on hand for our Panthers tonight, and a really good crowd for Greenwood. They've come out to support their boys tonight. So have the Panthers fans. All right, we've got a runner at first on a single with Rylan Nunez getting a single off of their starting pitcher, Tavares. All right, Zane Natividad steps to the plate, the catcher for the Panthers. Second batter, he's a senior. That pitch, that gets away from the catcher. The runner is going to second on a passed ball. And Rylan Nunez is aboard at second base on a passed ball. Zane Natividad with a count of 1-0 now. And Tavares for Greenwood on the mound tonight. Panthers now have a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Here's the pitch by Tavares. There's a call strike. Looked like it was a little high, but umpire liked it, and it's 1-1. Landon Havens is on deck for the Panthers. Natividad now with a count of 1-1. Runner aboard at second on a single and a pass ball steal. And there's a slow swing. He swung way in front of that changeup. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Natividad. Our Fort Stockton Prowler softball team losing to Greenwood today by a score of 9-4. The final. And here's the throw. A swing and a miss. And that's another swing that was way in front of the pitch. So Natividad strikes out, and there's one down on the Panthers. Here comes senior Landon Havens up to the plate. Landon, the right fielder for Fort Stockton, with Jerry Diaz on deck. Jerry will be on the mound for us tonight. All right, here's Landon Havens, our right fielder. And here's the throw. It's a strike called. Very demonstrative call there by the umpire. All right, so here's Landon Havens stepping back in on an 0-1 count. Got a runner in scoring position at second base. That's Rylan Nunez. Here's a pop-up, foul territory. It's going to drop right in front of me here, but still in the field of play, but they can't get to it. It is an M&J fast loop foul ball. The count on Havens goes to 0-2. First baseman came over to try to make the play, could not get there in time. 0-2 to Landon Havens now. Greenwood in there. There's a strikeout. A call strike on Havens. He did a little bit of a check swing, but he struck out looking. All right, here comes Jerry Diaz up to the plate, a junior. He's the pitcher for the Panthers. 2 outs now with a runner at second. Greenwood, like I said, in their powder blue uniforms with white pinstripes, white numerals, navy blue sleeves. Panthers we're in our royal blue uniforms with white pinstripes, white lettering. Here's the pitch. That's down low. 1 ball, no strikes on Jerry. Top of the first inning, no score. One and 0, and here's Tavares checking that second base runner. Here's the pitch. Down low. 2 balls and no strikes to Diaz. Jerry being very patient now at the plate. Just saw Landon Havens strike out looking, and Zane Natividad also striking out, swinging in front of a couple of changeups. All right, it's 2-0. Here's the throw. Down in the dirt, in the turf, and it's 3-0. We're in Greenwood tonight to play the Rangers. The Prowlers losing tonight 9-4. That varsity game has already been completed. The JV girls are now playing. All right, here's the next pitch. There's a strike called, which Tavares needed, and it's now 3-1 on Jerry Diaz. Gama Corral on deck. Jerry batter number 4 in the order. And out on second is Rylan Nunez. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and it'll be a walk given up. So 2 runners aboard now as Gama Corral steps to the plate. Gama, a senior, and he's the shortstop for the Panthers. Got a runner runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Corral, batter number 5 in the order. And I believe we've got a courtesy runner coming in. That'll be Alonzo Urias. All right, Alonzo Urias, the courtesy runner now for Jerry Diaz. Here's Gama Corral, senior, the 5th batter in the order, stepping up to the plate, shortstop, and we've got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Gama needing a base hit here. All right, Tavares checks that base runner at second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the third base line, And that will be a force out at second base on a fielder's choice by Corral. And that will end the inning. And we leave two stranded. We'll be back in just a moment with more Panther baseball.
M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martin Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning, or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue! The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local, customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their #1 goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball. We'll see Jerry Diaz stepping on the mound here tonight, and he's praying before he starts this ball game. We have all of the softball finals now. Greenwood defeated Fort Stockton tonight 9-4. Seminole defeated Pecos 5-4, and Andrews defeated Monahans 2-1. Those were the finals in softball. And first pitch, I believe, ball one. On Dylan Dominguez. Here's a pop-up to right field, shallow right. And it is caught by Fort Stockton out there in right field. Good job there by Landon Havens in right field.
From behind the plate, Britton Finch.
Well, Andrews has improved to 4-1 in the softball district. Monahans drops to 3-2 with that loss. Greenwood improves to 3-2. Seminole improves to 3-2. Fort Stockton drops to 1-4, and Pecos drops to 1-4. There's a strike called from Jerry Diaz, and it's 1-1 on Dylan Dominguez now. Britton Finch on deck, and here's the next throw, just barely misses outside. 2-1 to Dominguez. To Britton Finch. Britton Finch, I believe now it is 0-1. Here is a fly ball to center field, and we're under it. We're going to make the catch. So two fly balls, one to right and one to center. All right, so now there's two down on Greenwood behind the pitching of Jerry Diaz, and we're still scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Now 2 outs on Greenwood as the third batter for the Rangers steps up, Reese Watzel, the left fielder. All right, here's Jerry Diaz, left-handed pitcher. That one is a little bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Watzel. Left-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher. That one down low, and it's now 2-0 on Watzel with Robert Guajardo on deck. Watzel for Greenwood at the plate with 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Here's Diaz with the pitch. That is down low. And it'll go back against the screen. Now the count 3-0 to Reese Watzel. All right, here's the throw now by Jerry, and it is up high, and it's a walk given up. Okay, the cleanup batter for Greenwood steps to the plate. 2 outs, and we've allowed a walk here. Robert Guajardo, center fielder, will now face Jerry Diaz. 2 fly balls, 1 out to right, 1 to center for outs, and then a walk given up to Reese Watzel. There's a timeout. Umpire calls a time, so that pitch will not count. Well, we're in Greenwood tonight. Some construction going on here on their campus. All right, here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. The second baseman is there and makes the play for Fort Stockton. Good job there for the 3rd out. Fort Stockton's second baseman there, Jandre Reyes, making the play over to Gama Corral for out number 3. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Ram Country Fort Stockton, we have master certified techs, extended service hours, huge service capacity for your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. It all adds up to same-day service. Get it fixed right. Get it fixed quick. Ram Country's got a huge inventory of parts and certified technicians to get you back on the road. No games, no gimmicks, just same-day service. Plus, no wait time, no appointment necessary. Drive out today or visit RamCountryFortStockton.com.
If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main. Sawyer Insurance Agency has 5 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, along with offices in Pecos, Midland, and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600. The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball. We go to the second inning now. We are scoreless. Fort Stockton left 2 base runners in that first inning. Greenwood left 1. And we've got a strike called on Nick Almendares, and it's 0-1. Nick is a junior, plays at third base for the Panthers. Brian Encinas is on deck. Here's Tavares with the pitch, ground ball. And here's the shortstop making a tough play. The runner, is out just barely. Man, that was a tough play to make and very close at first base, but the umpire says out number 1. That was very close. I'm not sure why we didn't contest that, but that was a very close play on Nick Almendares at first base. But there's out number 1. Brian Encinas, our left fielder, comes to the plate. He's a senior. And there's a strike called, and this pitcher now is throwing a lot of strikes. Joaquin Tavares, I believe his name. There is a ball that's fouled out, and it's 0-2. And that's an M&J fast salute foul ball on Brian Encinas. Joaquin Tavares is the pitcher. 0-2 to Encinas. And here's the throw, that one outside. Like they were trying to get him to bite on that one, obviously. So it's 1-2. Aiden Villarreal on deck. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a base hit, I believe, into. No! Oh, my goodness. The shortstop takes away a base hit. Unbelievable play for Dylan Dominguez defensively for Greenwood, as he absolutely takes away a base hit there from Brian Encinas. What a nice play by that Greenwood shortstop. Dylan Dominguez makes the play, and there's 2 down on the Panthers. Boy, I tell you, pitchers being backed up very nicely on defense. That pitch is down low, and it's 1-0 to Aiden Villarreal, our first baseman. He's a senior, batting number 8 in the order. And the pitch, there's one that is way out into center field. Wow, deeply hit ball, but that center fielder backs up and makes the catch. That was a deeply hit ball. And Robert Guajardo, their center fielder, makes the play, and 3 up and 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the second in just a moment.
When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 Triple G Supply and Services. Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662.
All right, we're back. Bottom of the second coming up with no score in our ball game between Fort Stockton and Greenwood. In Greenwood tonight, Joaquin Tavares, the pitcher for Greenwood, steps up to the plate. Batter number 5 to face Jerry Diaz here. There's only been 1 hit in this game, and that's by Rylan Nunez back in the top of the first. And here's the pitch, almost hit the batter. 1-0 to Tavares with Grayson Register on deck. Then we'll see Isaac Montes. 1-0 to Joaquin Tavares. Here's the throw. Down low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Tavares. It's a big, big crowd here tonight for this game. Here's the pitch, way down low, and it's 3-0 to Tavares. And Jerry Diaz has already walked 1 in this game. That was back in the first inning. 3-0. And here's the pitch. There's a strike called. Good pitch there from Jerry. It's 3-1. All right, Joaquin Tavares, the pitcher for Greenwood, is at the plate right now. There's a ball that's hit way up into the air, into right field, and it will drop for a base hit. Well, our second baseman, I believe, had called for it. He either lost sight of it or I don't know what happened, but we could not get to it. We just let it bounce for a blooper base hit into right field. Courtesy runner coming in, and that is Ethan Rybolt. And that was a ball that we really should have caught. But we let it drop for a base hit as it was a blooper into shallow right field. All right, Grayson Register steps to the plate with Rybolt at first. After the blooper single by Joaquin Tavares into right field, here's the pitch. That one is up in the air with a foul ball out of the park. Count goes to 0-1 now on Register with Isaac Montes on deck. All right, here's the 0-1 pitch, way up high. 1 ball, 1 strike to register. Beautiful evening here in Greenwood this afternoon, about maybe 80 degrees or so. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and I believe he fouled it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 83 degrees is the temperature here in Greenwood this evening. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes on the first baseman register. There's another foul ball up in the air. I believe it'll be out of the park as well. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on register with Isaac Montes on deck for the Rangers. There's a runner at first with no outs. Here's the pitch, and it's up high. 2-2 on register. We do have all the final softball results tonight. Greenwood defeated Fort Stockton 9-4. Seminole defeated Pecos 5-4. And Andrews over Monahans 2-1. That pitch is up high. 3-2 on register now. Need an out. Isaac Montes on deck. Here's the pitch. And that one is fouled off. Still 3-2 on register. Adrian Beretta, the head coach for the Greenwood Rangers. Jason Payne, the head coach for the Panthers. Full count. Here's the pitch. That one popped up. Our second baseman is under it. And he will back up a little bit at the last moment and make the catch. And that will hold the runner at first base, and now there's 1 down. All right, so a good job there by John Dre Reyes for the Panthers. Makes the catch on that pop-up fly ball just outside the infield. Isaac Montes will now step to the plate. He's the third baseman with Brayson Cantrell, the DH on deck. All right, here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Jerry Diaz for the Panthers. It's 0-1 with a runner still at first, now 1 out. Bottom of the second with no score. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 quickly on Montes. Jerry doesn't waste much time delivering the ball. He's got a quick delivery. All right, it's 0-2. Here's the throw. Oh, there's a line drive to left, and it gets by the left fielder. That's going to roll all the way onto the warning track. Greenwood will have an opportunity to score here. And here comes Greenwood to score the run. Not sure that they tagged third, but anyway, that is a double for Isaac Montes. And honestly, well, we dove for that ball, trying to make the catch, so we'll just call it a double. And Ethan Rybolt, the courtesy runner, comes across for Greenwood to give Greenwood the lead in this game, 1-0. One and 0 now to the DH, Brayson Cantrell. They've had 2 base hits in this inning now, a single and a double. And here's one that is fouled out of the park on the right field side. Count goes to 1-1. And honestly, we probably should have made the play on that single that was a blooper into right field and could have played that ball in left field a bit better there. But we did go for the diving catch and did not make it, and as a result, rolled all the way to the fence. All right, 2 balls, 1 strike on Cantrell. The DH for Greenwood, batter number 8. They've got a runner at second, and here's a strike called. It's now 2-2. Well, Greenwood has taken the early lead in the ball game here in the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Rangers. Ground ball, base hit into left field, and Greenwood will hold that runner at third this time. So we have a single right there by Cantrell, and runners at the corners for the Rangers with just 1 out. So the bottom part of the order doing some good work here for Greenwood. Batter number 5, 7, and 8, all getting base hits. Number 9 steps up now, Cannon Ogle, the right fielder for the Rangers. 2 singles and a double here for Greenwood. Has scored 1 run and put runners at the corners with 1 out. And here's Jerry Diaz with the pitch up high. 1 ball, no strikes on Ogle. Greenwood going back to the top of the order after this batter. Here's Diaz, the left-handed pitcher. They will foul this one off on an attempted bunt. The runner was going, but he'll have to return to first base on the foul. 1-1 to Ogle now. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Bottom of the second, Greenwood on top now, 1-0 over the Panthers. And the pitch, that one's fouled against the screen. Count at 1-2 now on Ogle. Bottom of the second inning, the Panthers have just had 1 base hit in this game. That was a single by Rylan Nunez to start off the game. All right, here's a 1-2 pitch from Diaz, and it is fouled out again. Still 1-2 on Ogle. Dylan Dominguez is on deck for Greenwood, back to the top of the order. He flew out to right field back in the first inning. All right, runner still at the corners, and that's a base hit up the third base line, and that's going all the way to the left field corner. That will score 1 run, and runners will be at second and third on another double, this one by Cannon Ogle for the Rangers. Greenwood now stretches their lead to 2-0 over the Panthers. Now the top of the order for Greenwood, and there is a meeting of the infield by Fort Stockton. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball, and the Panthers have now given up 4 base hits in this inning. One of them could have been caught, but we allowed it to drop on a blooper. And then, of course, another one which we dove far in left field, rolled against the left field fence and allowed an extra base there. So here's Dylan Dominguez stepping up to the plate now, the leadoff batter for Greenwood. 2 runs have scored for the Rangers, and it's 2-0 with 1 out still. That pitch inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes to Dominguez, who flew out to right field. It was a deep ball to right last time up. But Greenwood's had 2 singles and 2 doubles here in this inning. Here's a fly ball once again out to right field. Right fielder making adjustments. Oh, and he misses the catch. He cannot make the catch in right field. I don't know if the sun got in his eyes or what, but there is an error at right field. And that is going to turn into more runs for Greenwood. Well, that is a big mistake out in right field there. Landon Havens, I don't know if the sun got in his eyes or what the situation was there, but Greenwood now has runners at second and third. 1 more run scores, and Greenwood is leading 3-0. Here's the pitch. It is high from Diaz. 1 ball, no strikes. Britton Finch, the catcher. He flew out to center field his last time up. Here's the pitch. That one is a fly ball out to left field, and it's shallow left. The shortstop will make the catch on this ball, and that will give Greenwood 2 outs. Very important out made there by our shortstop, Gama Corral. See if we can limit the damage here. Now Reese Waltz steps to the plate, and he's a left-handed batter. The left fielder working against a left-handed pitcher. And we've got runners at second and third for Greenwood. They already lead now 3-0 in the bottom of the second. That pitch is down low. 1 ball, no strikes on Watzel. It's not Waltz, it's Watzel. All right, he walked his last time up. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled out. 1-1 to Watzel, the third batter in the Greenwood order. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Diaz. Man, that looked like a pretty good pitch, but the umpire didn't like it. 2-1. All right, 2-1 to Reese Watzel now. Here's Jerry with the pitch. Ground ball. Shortstop gets in front of it and makes the throw over to first base for the third out. So the inning is done, but Greenwood scores 3 runs, and they lead 3-0 after 2 complete. We'll be back in just a moment.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the posted shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Hey Panther fans, this is Rudy Franco with Amistad Motors, inviting you to come out and take a look at our pre-owned inventory. We have a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have several certified pre-owned units that come with an extended warranty. So if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, drive on over to 2110 West Dickinson or give us a call at 336-9000. Amistad Motors, friends serving friends. Go Blue!
When you need the best and most expert real estate agent, Angie Miles is your local professional with many years of experience. Angie is knowledgeable and keeps up with all area properties. She has over 30 years of sales experience and serves Fort Stockton and other towns like Pecos and Alpine. Angie can show any listing and can list your property right away, including residential, commercial, or farm and ranch properties, and offers property management. Contact Angie Miles today, Turnkey Realty, 804 North Main, or call 432-290-8038.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's, or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice, Panther and Prowler fans. Choose Airlawn. Se habla español. Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenidos Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday, it's Bienvenidos nachos. Thursday, it's the hamburger basket. And Friday, it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenidos open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
Well, we have some other scores coming in at the end of one inning. Seminole is leading Pecos in baseball 3-0. And then we have Andrews over Monahans 2-0 in the middle of the second inning. Here, after 2 complete now, it's Greenwood 3, Fort Stockton 0. We had a bit of a timeout there as one of the Greenwood players was being attended to, maybe a cramp or something, I'm not sure, but anyway, we're back ready to play here with Fort Stockton bringing up Jandre Reyes, and now a 3-run deficit for the Panthers starting the third inning. Greenwood scored 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error by the Panthers, and we left 2 on base. One problem for us was the sun apparently got in the eyes of the right fielder, and we did not make a catch in right field, which allowed a couple of runs to score. Another blooper that we should have caught in right field was missed. And then we dove for a ball. There's a line drive out to right field by Jandre Reyes, and that'll be a single for Jandre. Nice base hit. Brought to you by M&J Trucking Company here. So Jandre with a nice base hit into right field, a line drive. That brings up the top of the order, Rylan Nunez, who singled his last time up. As I was saying, we dove for a ball out in left field, which we did not make that catch either, and it rolled against the fence. And so all of that caused us some problems in the bottom of the second inning, and Greenwood leads 3-0. Here's the pitch. It's a changeup which misses, and it's 1-0 to Nunez. Zane Natividad on deck. Well, we have a runner at first on a single here in the top of the third inning with nobody out. Here's the pitch by Tavares. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes on Nunez with Zane Natividad on deck. I believe we've got Seminole on Monday in Seminole. The Prowlers at 5, the Panthers at 7. We'll carry that softball game at 5. There's a swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-1 on Rylan Nunez. Zane Natividad on deck, and I believe the district track meet is on Tuesday in Fort Stockton, so that's the reason the games are on Monday. There's a swing and a miss. 2-2 now on Rylan Nunez. Got a beautiful clear evening. Very pleasant here in Greenwood this afternoon. Hardly any wind to speak of. And here's going to be a tagged out. The runner going to second base, and he is tagged out. My goodness. Well, they did not throw the ball. They threw it over to second base on the attempted steal, and they got the out, and they just eliminated that single that Jandre Reyes had as he's tagged out going to second base. Rylan Nunez still with a count of 2-2, and he just struck out. All right, so that gives us 2 away here in the third. Zane Natividad stepping to the plate now, the catcher, and he struck out his last time up. He swung it way in front of a couple of pitches from Tavares. This is Joaquin Tavares, the pitcher for the Rangers. Now 2 out here in the top of the third. Greenwood on top, 3-0. Here's the pitch. That one a little high, 1-0 to Natividad. Top of the third inning, and Greenwood is on top 3-0. Here's the pitch from Tavares. There's a strike called. 1-1 on Natividad. Landon Havens on deck. We do have all the softball finals. There's going to be a blooper, and the second baseman will make the catch for Greenwood. They played excellent defense tonight, and that retires the Panthers after 1 single. We'll be back with more Panther baseball in just a moment.
From the borders of the Rio Grande, through the Badlands of New Mexico, and all across the Permian Basin, those who need quality concrete delivered on time and within budget choose Big Bend Concrete. Whether they're pouring a slab for a commercial structure or a specialized pour in the middle of nowhere drilling site, Big Bend Concrete takes pride in getting the job done right the first time. So call 432-837-7179. Big Bend Concrete. Solid.
Hi, Dr. Boympali here. Are you ready to transform your body and feel your best? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're more than just beauty, we're physician-led wellness. From medically supervised weight loss to energy-boosting IV therapy, we're here to support you every step of the way with personalized treatments that work. Plus, indulge in rejuvenating facials and smooth away wrinkles with Botox for a refreshed, youthful look. A healthy, more radiant you is within reach, all in one place. For more information, please call us at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Buck's Lube Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Lube Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Lube Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball. Bottom of the third inning now. Greenwood coming to the plate with their cleanup batter, Robert Guajardo. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop. And here's a throw across for the out. All right, good play there by the Panther defense. So that'll be Gama Corral making the play to Aiden Villarreal for out number 1. Joaquin Tavares, who had a single his last time up, he's the pitcher for Greenwood. He steps up right now. He had that blooper into right field, which was not caught by the Panthers. Should have been. Here's the pitch. A little low on that one, so it's 1-0 to Tavares. Grayson Register on deck. And here's the next throw. Inside and low. 2-0. Jerry needs to get back into the strike zone here. It's 2-0. Left-handed pitcher. That one is also low and inside. All three of those pitches are in the same area. Low and inside. Way out of the strike zone. So it's 3-0. Here's the pitch now from Diaz. There's a strike called. 3-1 to Tavares, who singled into right field his last time up. Scored a run, or actually Ethan Rybolt, his courtesy runner, did. And the pitch. It's a walk given up by Jerry Diaz here.
Now batting number 4, Grayson Register.
That's the second walk, I believe, given up by Jerry Diaz. And I believe he's allowed a total of 4 hits so far in the ballgame, 2 doubles and 2 singles. All right, Grayson Register now, who is the first baseman for Greenwood, steps up, batter number 6. Bottom part of this Greenwood order did an excellent job back in the third inning, or the second inning, I should say. That pitch is up high. 1-0, and I tell you what, Jerry needs to throw some strikes here. And that one is also up high. It's 2-0. Jerry's struggling a little bit. We've got one down, bottom of the third, and Greenwood is on top in this game 3-0. Here's the pitch. That one is also too high. And Diaz can't get it down in the strike zone now. First batter, or second batter, it was too low. Now it's too high. Here's the pitch. And it's another walk given up. 2 walks in a row. Given up by Jerry Diaz with 1 out. And the catcher goes out to speak with Jerry. Isaac Montes is on deck. Montes doubled back in the second inning. Also, our third baseman comes in to talk to Jerry as well, as he's given up a couple of walks in a row. Runners aboard at first and second with just 1 out. Bottom of the third. Greenwood on top 3-0. They scored 3 runs in the second on 4 hits and 1 Panther error. Here's the pitch. Ground ball picked up by Diaz at the pitcher's mound. And he will throw him out at first base, and that's 2 away. But that little, it's kind of effectively like a bunt, although it was just a grounder. But that does move the base runners along to second and third, as the DH, Brayson Cantrell, steps to the plate. And Cantrell had a single and scored a run back in the second inning. All right, those 2 walks given up are at second and third now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Diaz. That's down low. 1 ball, no strikes on Cantrell with Cannon Ogle on deck. Join us tomorrow from 10 to 12. We'll be broadcasting live from the Silver Spur Gun and Blade Show. There is a foul ball down the third base side. It's 1-1. Yes, the Gun and Blade Show coming up this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday at the Fort Stockton Convention Center. That pitch is down low. Now it's 2-1 on Cantrell. Diaz has walked 2 here in this inning. Now there's 2 outs. Hope it doesn't cost us. We'll see what happens here on a 2-1 pitch. Ground ball right up the middle. That'll be a base hit. And yes, the walks will cost us. And here comes 1 run. And a second run comes in. And it's a single by Brayson Cantrell, and on the fielding play, he goes to second base. 2 more runs scored for Greenwood, and those 2 walks have really cost the Panthers here. Just can't afford to give up walks. And now it is 5-0. Greenwood on top as Cannon Ogle, our right fielder, steps up to the plate. He doubled his last time up. That was a big hit. There's a strike called. It's 0-1. A big hit by Brayson Cantrell, the DH, to score 2 runs. And that is a throwaway out into center field. And we're going to try to get it back into third, but that's a base taken on a mishandled ball at second base. All right, the count now 0-1. I believe there's a swing and a miss. I believe it may be 1-2. Not sure. Can't see that other hand of the umpire, but I know it's 0-2 at least. Here's the pitch. That is inside. Inside and low. And Greenwood has another runner in scoring position at third base on a single. And here's another base hit into left field. Well, hang on. Let's see if we can get it. No, we cannot. That'll be another run scored. And the throw, I don't believe, would have been in time anyway. So that's a single by Cannon Ogle. The bottom part of the order doing really well tonight for Greenwood. Greenwood on top now 6-0 over the Panthers. And Dylan Dominguez steps to the plate. Dominguez has flown out to right, and then he reached base on an error by the right fielder back in the second. That pitch is up high from Diaz. It's 1-0. So the Panthers in a bit of a hole here, trailing 6-0 in the bottom of the third. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a long ball into left field. Another base hit for, no, yeah, it is. It bounces on the warning track. Or did we make the catch? Yeah, we did. Okay, good job by the Fort Stockton center fielder, Rylan Nunez, making that catch out there for the third out. Good job by Rylan. But Greenwood comes away with 3 more runs. They lead 6-0 after 3. We'll be back in a moment.
Cactus Health is your one-stop health care facility. They care. They offer quality health care for you and your family, including cardiovascular disease care, cholesterol screenings, developmental screenings, diabetes care, family planning, HIV testing, and general primary medical care. Your family is their #1 concern. They care. Cactus Health at 700 North Main. Call 336-8110 for information.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Concept Inc. is here to help you with all your oil field and residential needs. They provide licensed septic system installations, site evaluations, roll-off container rentals, and porta potty rentals, septic tank and grease trap pump outs. Backhoe services and general construction also available. Contact Kobe Terraces at 432-290-3620. That phone number again is 432-290-3620. Concept Inc.
And we're back with more Panther baseball. We go to the 4th inning now. Landon Havens stepping up to bat for the Panthers. He's a senior and the right fielder. He struck out back in the 1st inning. His 2nd time coming to bat right now against Joaquin Tavares for Greenwood. Here's a ground ball to the pitcher's mound and an excellent fielding play and very leisurely play by that pitcher to make sure that the first baseman was in the right place. And there's one down as Landon Havens grounds out to the pitcher's mound. Well, Greenwood scored 3 more runs in the 3rd inning on 2 hits, 1 Panther error, and 1 left on base. And now Greenwood leads 6-0 in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch, ground ball up the 3rd base line by Jerry Diaz. It's 0-1. And Jerry walked his last time up and was stranded at second in the first. Here's the pitch. Just outside, apparently. It's 1-1. Our softball scores tonight: Greenwood defeated Fort Stockton 9-4. Seminole defeated Pecos 5-4. Andrews defeated Monahans 2-1. That pitch outside and low, and it's now 2-1. So the softball standings now: Andrews is at 4-1. Monahans and Greenwood and Seminole all at 3-2. There's a base hit into left field by Jerry Diaz. That'll be a single for Jerry. That'll only be the third hit of the game for the Panthers. All right, so again, the softball standings: Andrews after the first half is now 4-1 in first place. Monahans, Greenwood, and Seminole all tied for second at 3-2. And Fort Stockton and Pecos tied for last place at 1-4 in the district. It's after the first half of district play, so the Prowlers need to do a better job in the second half. That first pitch outside, 1-0 to Gama Corral. Jerry Diaz, I believe, let's see, do we have a courtesy runner? I don't know. There's a strike called, and it's 1-1. And Jerry is running the bases himself here. Last time he had Alonzo Urias as his courtesy runner, but this time he's running the bases himself. It's 1-1. Here's the pitch. Down too low and outside. It's 2-1 to Corral. Panthers right now being shut out 6-0 in the fourth by the Rangers. All right, here's Tavares. Next throw, a little bit outside. It's 3-1 to Corral with Nick Almendares on deck. Jerry Diaz at first on the single with one out. Top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a foul off the tip of the bat. That's an M&J Fast Loop foul ball. We did have an M&J Trucking Company base hit by Jerry Diaz a moment ago with a single. Trying to make this pay off right here with a full count on Corral. Joaquin Tavares, here's the attempted stolen base. And that is a successful stolen base by Jerry Diaz. Great job right there. It was a close play at second on the throw from the catcher. But that's a really nice stolen base. And I believe that Gama struck out on that play. So there are two outs now, and here comes Nick Almendares to the plate. Nick Almendares grounded out to shortstop his last time up. Facing Tavares now on the mound for the Rangers with Jerry Diaz at second base. There's a strike called, and it's 0-1 to Almendares. This umpire does not like the low pitch. It is 0-1. He likes it to be certainly above the knees. All right, 0-1. Here's the throw. Fastball down a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Almendares. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Greenwood on top of Fort Stockton 6-0. Joaquin Tavares, the pitcher for Greenwood, and Jerry Diaz, the pitcher for Fort Stockton. And that is a ground ball, and the first baseman is going to beat the runner out to the base. He will field it and tag first, and that will do it for the Panthers. We leave one stranded. We're still trailing 6-0 going to the bottom of the fourth. We'll be back in a moment.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Colby Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTJ Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTJ Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come save with us at CTJ Express in Fort Stockton.
Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591. The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Ira-Ann. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC.
All right, a swing and a miss by Britton Finch, the first batter up for Greenwood here in the bottom of the fourth. And then there's a ground ball that gets up the middle for a base hit. The pitcher could not field it. It was right by him. And then it went by the second baseman, and the shortstop couldn't field it very well either. So it is a single for Britton Finch right up the middle. And Greenwood is leading 6-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Reese Watzel stepping to the plate for Greenwood. We've got a courtesy runner coming in for Finch, and it's Ryder Cresswell. Ryder Cresswell, the courtesy runner for the catcher, Britton Finch, running the bases after a single right up the middle. All right, now Reese Watzel, the third batter, is up for Greenwood. A walk and a ground out. There's a strike called, and it's 0-1 on Watzel. We're at Greenwood tonight. Fort Stockton's, fourth district game. There's another strike, and it's 0-2. And we are 1-2 in district. Really needed a win tonight, but right now we are trailing 6-0. And here's the next throw. That one is a foul ball. Still 0-2. Try to get you some scores from around the district here. It's Andrews leading Monahans 2-0 in the middle of the second. And Seminole was leading Pecos at the end of 3-0. And there's a move over to first. Runner back in time. All the final softball scores. Greenwood defeated Fort Stockton in softball 9-4 today. Seminole defeated Pecos 5-4. And Andrews defeated Monahans 2-1. There's a strikeout on Reese Watzel by Jerry Diaz, and there's one down. All right. Robert Guajardo, the cleanup batter, comes up for the Rangers, the center fielder. He had a fielder's choice in the first and then grounded out in the third. Here's the pitch by Jerry, and that one is a little bit too low. 1 ball and no strikes. Jerry Diaz, left-handed pitcher, and they've got a runner now. Cresswell just stole second. Here's the pitch. Inside and low, and it's 2-0 to Guajardo. And here's another runner that's the runner going to third base on a bad throw out to the second base bag, and it went over their head, and they take another base. Another error there on the Panthers. 2-0 to Guajardo. Here's the pitch down low. We have allowed an extra base trying to throw him out at second, and it has not worked tonight. Made some other fielding mistakes tonight, which have cost us, but Greenwood has certainly out-hit us tonight. They've had 7 hits now in this game, and I think we've just had 3. There's a strike called, and the count goes to 3-1 on Guajardo, the cleanup batter for the Rangers. And now they've got a runner in scoring position at third base. And here's Diaz with the pitch. There's a strike called, and it's a full count now on Guajardo. Good pitch from Jerry. Joaquin Tavares is on deck, and here's the pitch now from Diaz. There's a ground ball, and it's going into the gap. I don't think we're going to be able to make this play. No. And Greenwood scores yet another run as we did not rotate properly on that little infield ground ball. And Greenwood scores another run, and Guajardo is safe at first base. Greenwood now takes a 7-0 lead over the Panthers as we, again, did not rotate quite properly on that one. And first baseman went out to try to make that play, and there was nobody there on first base, and he kind of threw it over his head. Back to the second baseman who was coming over to cover and just had no chance. So Greenwood scores the run, a single and an error, and then an improper rotation. Don't call it an error, but it's a single as Joaquin Tavares, I believe the opposing pitcher for Greenwood, steps up to the plate. And he has singled and walked tonight for the Rangers. And I believe, let's see, number 5, yeah, that's Guajardo going back to first base. He's the one that had the single just a moment ago on the bad rotation by the Panthers. All right, 7-0. Here's the pitch. Greenwood on top. There's a foul ball by Tavares, and it's 0-1. Runner aboard at first base for the Rangers. And it has been all Rangers so far here tonight. 7-0. They lead in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. And that one is fouled out. Yep, it'll be out of the park. And it's 0-2 on Tavares. A beautiful evening here in Greenwood tonight. With looks like a big sports complex going up in the end zone, that being out toward left center field. It's over the fence out there. A lot of construction going on. That one is fouled out, and it's still 0-2 on Joaquin Tavares. That could be their new gymnasium that they're building. Grayson Register is on deck for the Rangers. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right up the middle, another base hit. And this young man here has reached base every time, so runners will be at the corners. That's a solid base hit right up the middle for Joaquin Tavares, their pitcher. And Guajardo goes to third base on the play. And here comes a courtesy runner, probably Rybolt. Yeah, it's Ethan Rybolt coming in to run the bases as courtesy runner. Grayson Register now comes to the plate. Greenwood continuing to put pressure on this Panther defense. And here's the pitching coach coming out for the Panthers. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is Gilray Madrid, and we're excited to kick off another incredible school year. At Fort Stockton ISD, we know that success starts with showing up. Every day and every class counts.
I'm Dr. Ken Vogel, and we want to thank our parents, families, and community for supporting not just our athletes and performers, but all students in their journey to do their best. Let's continue supporting our students and schools to ensure they thrive both in school and beyond.
Together, we can all make this a great school year.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears? Have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook.
At Hernandez Sanitation in Fort...
All right, we'll get to that in just a moment, but we've had some changes here for Fort Stockton tonight. And we've got Jandre Reyes, who has been brought in to pitch for the Panthers. Also, Jerry Diaz has moved over to first base, I believe. All right, here's the pitch by Jandre. That is a bunt right up the line, and one run will score for Greenwood. And that is going to be a successful bunt as the ball was thrown high to first base. That will score the run from third base. Greenwood now leading 8-0. And a bunt single there by Grayson Register. An error on the throw by the Panthers. It was too high. Isaac Montes will step to the plate for the Rangers. That pitch down low from Jandre Reyes, and it's 1-0. Well, the Panthers have had a bit of a rough outing for sure tonight. We've allowed 3 runs in the second, 3 in the third, and now 2 here in the fourth. And it's now 2-0 to Isaac Montes. Greenwood on top now 8-0. Bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Ground ball into left field. And here comes Greenwood. They're rounding third base. They're going to bring in the 9th run of the ball game from second base. And that'll be Isaac Montes with a single into left field. So Greenwood now has runners at first and second base. And here's a fly ball, shallow center field, and it will be caught by the Fort Stockton second baseman for out number 2. And let's see, our second baseman now is Gama Corral. All right, Cannon Ogle will step to the plate. Batter number 9 for the Rangers, still with 2 runners aboard at first and second base. That pitch is down low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Greenwood is on top now 9-0, bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a pop-up, and that is caught by the Fort Stockton the first baseman, Jerry Diaz, in foul territory, and that will do it for Greenwood, but they score 3 more runs, and they lead 9-0 over the Panthers. Going to the 5th inning. We'll be back in a moment.
At Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact at Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel at Hernandez at 432-336-3803. At Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Enjoy their tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 areas, including a covered patio and backyard, while listening to a wide variety of music or watching the big game, including Fort Stockton Panther games. Go Blue! Joe's Place is open Wednesdays from 8 to 12, Thursdays through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success. Because at Julie's Easy Press, they know when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 North Front Street, or call 336-6601. Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball. Brian Encinas, I believe, stepping up to the plate here for the Panthers. And there's a strike. Well, let's see. I believe this is Michael Patino up to the plate here for the Panthers. So Michael Patino has come in to bat here. And it's now 2-1. All right, the pitch down low. Now it's a 3-1 count on Patino. Coach making some changes here in the batting lineup, as well as, you know, we had certainly some defensive changes in the fourth with the change of pitcher. 3-1, and that one is popped up, foul territory. Let's see, Greenwood can't get to it. It's out of the park. So that's an M&J Fast Lube foul ball from Michael Patino here. He is just a freshman, I believe. All right, a full count now on Patino takes the place of Brian Encinas in the batting order. Patino, a freshman, coming in here in the 5th inning. Same pitcher for Greenwood, Joaquin Tavares. And here's a pop-up. And the second baseman under it for Greenwood. He'll make the catch. And that's out number 1 on the Panthers here in the 5th. All right, Aiden Villarreal stepping to the plate, a senior. And he flew out to center field in the 2nd. Let's make sure we've got the right batter here. Yep, it is Aiden Villarreal. But he's not playing at first base anymore. That was a foul ball. It is 0-1 on Villarreal. I think Jerry Diaz was playing first base back in that last inning after the pitching change. 0-1 on Aiden Villarreal. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Panthers trailing here in the top of the 5th by a score of 9-0. All right, here's the next throw. And a swing and a miss. A big cut on the ball by Villarreal, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And we have to prepare for the possibility that this game could end in 5 innings if Greenwood gets another run in the next inning. Here's a long ball out to left field. That is going to be on the warning track for Aiden Villarreal. He is going to second base. That'll be a double for Aiden Villarreal. Very nice hit by Aiden Villarreal, brought to you by M&J Trucking Company. A base hit and a big double out to left field. That was well hit by Aiden Villarreal. Okay, Jandre Reyes coming up to the plate. Of course, he's our new pitcher for the Panthers with a runner aboard at second. Greenwood calls time, so Aiden Villarreal goes over to talk to our first base coach. And, of course, our third base coach, Jason Payne, is talking with John Ray Reyes. As Greenwood's having a little conference, the umpire comes out and says, guys, let's go. Let's play ball. All right, Aiden returns now to second base. He got there on a double out to left center. Real nice hit onto the warning track. That was deeply hit. John Ray Reyes now at the plate for the Panthers. Right now, we still have no runs on the board. It's 9-0 Greenwood. Here's the pitch now. And that is a bunt shown. It's a strike. And the runner back safely, the umpire says. Man, it looked like he got tagged out. But they're saying that the tag was not made. Boy, we got lucky on that because that looked like he was tagged out, quite honestly. It's 0-1 to Reyes. Here's the pitch. That one fouled up against the screen, and the count goes to 0-2 on John Ray, the ninth batter in our order. Aiden Villarreal out there at second base with that big double. One out in the top of the fifth. 9-0 Greenwood on top. Here's the pitch now from it's a swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout. That'll be 2 down on the Panthers. All right, here comes Rylan Nunez to the plate. Rylan we'll see if we can get a run on the board here. Rylan had a single back in the first inning and then struck out in the third. Rylan Nunez, a senior, had a home run over the left field fence for the Panthers the other night. That was a great hit. That one is down low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Nunez. Zane Natividad on deck. Panthers again trailing 9-0, top of the fifth inning. Here's the pitch. Down low and outside, 2-0. And yeah, if we're not able to score here and Greenwood scores 1 more run in the next inning, the game would be over in 5. All right, 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Strike called. 2-1 on Nunez now. Joaquin Tavares has pitched the entire way for the Rangers. And they're looking for the possibility of a pickoff here. Now the shortstop goes to his position. There's a long ball out to left field by Nunez, and it is caught by that center fielder for Greenwood in another good defensive play by the Rangers. They have not made an error in this game. And we'll be back with more Panther baseball. 9-0 going to the bottom of the fifth. Rangers in the lead. We'll be back in a moment.
M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martin Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands. They also offer state inspections and vehicle washing and cleaning, or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue! The Pecos County State Bank has been serving Fort Stockton, Pecos County, and the surrounding area since 1926 with local, customer-friendly banking services. They also have branches in Sanderson, Sierra Blanca, and Van Horn. The Pecos County State Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler sports teams by sponsoring sports broadcasts on KFST and sponsoring video streaming services with the radio broadcast on YouTube. Go Panthers and Prowlers from the Pecos County State Bank. All the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
All right, we're back with the top of the, or make that the bottom of the fifth inning, and that first pitch in there from John Ray Reyes is low and outside, 1-0. To the top of their order, Dylan Dominguez, who is 0 for 3 tonight. 3 fly balls deep to the outfield, but caught. And there's a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-1 on Dominguez for Greenwood. John Ray Reyes came in relief back in the 4th inning after Diaz had faced 3 batters in that inning. There's a deep fly ball to center field. And that's a good play by Rylan Nunez for the Panthers for the out. Boy, Rylan has played great in center field tonight. He's also had a single tonight. So, all right, here's Britton Finch stepping to the plate for Greenwood. He is 1 for 3 tonight with a single and scoring a run back in the 4th inning. He flew out to center field in the 1st and flew out to shortstop in the 2nd. Now facing Rylan Nunez. Here's the pitch. Down low and outside. 1-0. Since coming in, I think John Ray Reyes has allowed 2 singles. There's a foul ball out to the left field area. Out of the park. It's 1-1. John Ray Reyes on the mound now for the Panthers, pitching in his 2nd inning. We do not have a pitch count on this board like we do in Fort Stockton. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a line drive. Gets by the shortstop. A little bit of a late reaction there by the shortstop. But that is a single by Britton Finch. And we may have a courtesy runner coming in for that catcher once again. I believe it'll be Ryder Cresswell coming in once again to run the bases for Finch, who just got a single. And that could be the winning run right there, because they just need one more run to end this ball game on the 10-run rule in 5 innings. We're in the bottom of the 5th right here. And I believe we've got a different batter coming in. Yes, it'll be Cale Bingham coming in here to bat. All right, Cale Bingham coming in here in the 5th inning to bat for the first time. Replaces Reese Watzel in the batting order, who had walked and grounded out and struck out. All right, here's a long ball out to left field. It's shallow, but the left fielder for Fort Stockton catches the ball. Then he throws it back in on a great play, but first baseman can't quite handle the catch. Brian Encinas might have been him with the great throw back in. Well, there's 2 away on Greenwood. And that runner, Cresswell is still there, as we could not throw him out on a double play. Well, here's Robert Guajardo coming to the plate, the center fielder. And he's made some great fielding plays tonight for the Rangers. And he is 1 out of 3 tonight with a single, scoring a run back in the 4th inning. First pitch is ball 1 to Guajardo with Joaquin Tavares on deck. John Ray Reyes on the mound now for the Panthers, trying to avoid that winning run coming in from first. That pitch is outside. 2-0 to Guajardo. And there's 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Down low. 3-0 to Guajardo. Greenwood on top, 9-0, bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Inside. And that's a walk given up by John Ray Reyes. So runners at first and second for Greenwood, with Joaquin Tavares coming to the plate. He's the opposing pitcher. He has had 2 singles tonight and a walk, and his courtesy runner, Rybolt, has scored 3 runs tonight. All right, now John Ray Reyes will try to get Tavares out for the first time tonight from this Panther pitching staff. Here's the pitch. A little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes on Tavares. Greenwood with 2 runners aboard at first and second with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And it's too high. 2-0 now to Tavares. 1 more run will do it for Greenwood and get their win if they score here, as we're in the 5th with a 9-0 lead by the Rangers. That one is outside, and it's 3-0 to Tavares. Now Tavares may take a couple of pitches. All right, Greenwood with 2 runners aboard. There's a foul ball out of the park. The count goes to 2-1, 3-1 rather, on Tavares. Grayson Register on deck. Will be in Seminole. And here's a fly ball out to right, and it's in foul territory. It's going to be 3-2 now on Tavares. We can't get to the ball to catch it in foul territory. We'll be in Seminole on Monday to carry the softball game at 5. The baseball game is also on Monday at 7. They've moved those 2 games to Monday due to the district track meet, which will take place on Tuesday, I believe, in Fort Stockton. All right, 9-0. Greenwood on top. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, and we fake a throw over to second base. Don't make it. We've thrown badly over to second twice tonight, which has allowed Greenwood some extra bases. Here's the pitch. That's a strikeout, and that will do it for Greenwood. They leave 2 stranded, and we will go to the 6th inning with Fort Stockton trailing 9-0. We'll be back in a moment.
Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their #1 goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard.
At Ram Country Fort Stockton, we have master certified techs, extended service hours, huge service capacity for your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. It all adds up to same-day service. Get it fixed right. Get it fixed quick. Ram Country's got a huge inventory of parts and certified technicians to get you back on the road. No games, no gimmicks, just same-day service. Plus, no wait time, no appointment necessary. Drive out today or visit RamCountryFortStockton.com.
If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main. Sawyer Insurance Agency has 5 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, along with offices in Pecos, Midland, and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball, and now we go to the 6th inning. Fort Stockton avoided this game ending in 5 by a strikeout by Jandre Reyes to end that inning. Greenwood had a couple of base runners and 2 outs on a single and a walk, but Jandre did get the strikeout, and that ended the 5th. So it is now 9-0, Greenwood on top as we go to the 6th inning. It'll be Zane Natividad, a senior catcher, stepping up for the Panthers. He struck out in the 1st inning and then flew out to second in the 3rd, so he's 0 for 2 against Joaquin Tavares tonight, and Joaquin Tavares is still on the mound for the Rangers. As we start the 6th, batter number 2 up for the Panthers. And that is a strike called. 0-1 on Natividad. Landon Havens on deck, I believe. That is correct. Here's the pitch. And that's up too high. 1-1 to Natividad. Panther baseball having a bit of a struggle tonight, trailing 9-0. And here's a fly ball, shallow. And it is caught by the second baseman for Greenwood for out number 1. That'll be Carson Luter, I believe. Yes, it is. Landon Havens now stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight as well. Struck out and grounded out. Struck out in the first, grounded out in the fourth. To the pitcher's mound. There's a strike called, and it's 0-1 to Landon Havens. And Jerry Diaz is on deck for Fort Stockton. Havens a senior, Diaz a junior. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a blooper. The third baseman makes the catch for Greenwood on a pop-up. Isaac Montes makes the play for the Greenwood defense. They have committed no errors tonight. They played very solid. All right, Jerry Diaz stepping to the plate for Fort Stockton, now playing, I believe, at first base. And Jerry has made it to base twice. He walked, and then he singled and stole a base. That one is popped up. Foul territory in right field. And the first baseman makes the catch, and it's a very quick 3 up and 3 down on the Panthers here in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th with Greenwood on top 9-0. We'll be back in a moment.
The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson. When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 for Triple G Supply and Services. Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662.
All right, we're back with more Panther baseball. Now we go to the bottom of the 6th inning with Greenwood coming to bat, leading the Panthers 9-0. And here's Jandre Reyes with the pitch. It's outside, 1 ball, no strikes. I believe this is Grayson Register, their first baseman, who has flown out to second. He walked and then he singled. That's another ball, low and outside. 2-0 to Register. Isaac Montes on deck. Of course, Greenwood scores 1 more run and the game is over as they lead it 9-0 after, well, this is in the bottom of the 6th now. We were able to hold them scoreless in the 5th. They had 2 runners aboard and then a strikeout by Jandre ended that inning. 3-0. Now it's a walk given up. That could be, if they score, that could be the winning run, and it's a walk. So Register goes to first, and here comes, I believe, Ryder Cresswell, a new batter coming up to the plate here. All right, so Ryder Cresswell, the new batter, and he replaces Isaac Montes, who had done well. Montes had a double and a single and a ground out, but they bring in a new batter here with Cresswell, trying to get him some experience. All right, that's high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Cresswell. Potential winning run is now at first base for Greenwood as they lead at 9-0. Here's the pitch. That's high and inside as well. And, of course, Register was walked by Jandre Reyes. And that's another ball. It is now 3-0 to Cresswell. And, of course, here goes our first baseman, Jerry Diaz, to give some words of encouragement there to Jandre Reyes, as he's now thrown 7 straight balls. All right, now it's 3-0 to Cresswell. Here's the pitch. It's a strike called right there. It's now 3-1. Runner aboard at first base with no outs. Bottom of the 6th. Greenwood on top of Fort Stockton 9-0. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball to left field. The left fielder doesn't have to move much. And that's out number 1. It could be Michael Patino out there in left field. All right, we've got Brayson Cantrell, I believe, stepping to the plate, the DH. And he's gone 2 for 3 tonight. There's a runner going to second base. The throw is made, but there's a stolen base, and it goes out into center field again. 3rd time tonight for the Panthers. And that runner takes third base. And a fielding error there by the Panthers. And it's 0-1 on Cantrell, I believe. So that winning run is now at third base for Greenwood with just 1 out. All right, here's Jandre Reyes with the pitch. And it's going to be outside and high, 1-1, I believe, on Cantrell. Here's Reyes with the next throw. Swing and a miss right there, and might have hit the umpire. Anyway, it's 1-2 on Cantrell. Hopefully the umpire is okay. I think they're going to go check on him. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Cantrell as the coach for Greenwood, Adrian Barrera, talks to his batter. Potential winning run is now at third base for Greenwood. They could end this thing in 6 innings as they already lead 9-0. They were held scoreless in the 5th by the Panthers, but now they've got an opportunity to win it in 6 as they have shut out the Panthers tonight so far in this game. And we're in the bottom of the 6th. Jandre Reyes on the mound. Brayson Cantrell stepping back up to the plate. He's 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles and a fly out to second. All right, here's Jandre with the pitch. That's outside. 2-2 to Cantrell. The Panthers in danger of going to 1-3 in district play as we play Seminole on Monday. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, base hit, and that will do it. Greenwood Rangers have just won this game on a single by Brayson Cantrell, and the Greenwood Rangers have won this game in 6 innings by a score of 10-0 over the Panthers. So we'll be back in a moment to wrap up the ballgame for you right after these words.
At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, now in their new location at 2709 West Dickinson, offers a new and unique $5 club. A low monthly membership includes so many advantages on repairing your vehicle, like a 25% discount on the posted shop hourly rate, a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor on most repairs, and many services for just $5 and other services for free. Check out the $5 Club today at www.pay5dollars.com at Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, 2709 West Dickinson.
Hey Panther fans, this is Rudy Franco with Amistad Motors, inviting you to come out and take a look at our pre-owned inventory. We have a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have several certified pre-owned units that come with an extended warranty. So if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, drive on over to 2110 West Dickinson or give us a call at 336-9000. Amistad Motors, friends serving friends. Go Blue!
All right, the Fort Stockton Panthers have lost this game tonight by a final score of 10-0 in 6 innings. Greenwood able to shut out the Panthers tonight and hold our hitting down. We had no runs on only 4 hits tonight. We commit 4 fielding errors, and that's being a bit generous. Then we also left 4 on base tonight. So the only hits tonight, Rylan Nunez had a single, Jerry Diaz had a single, Aiden Villarreal had a double, and then Jandre Reyes had a single, and they were scattered out. So those are the only hits that we were able to get tonight. Greenwood, 10 runs on 13 hits against Panther pitching. They commit no fielding errors, and they leave 8 on base tonight. So Greenwood playing extremely well tonight. And so Greenwood improves to, 3-1 in the baseball standings. Fort Stockton drops to 1-3 in the baseball standings. And we will be on the road on Monday against Seminole. The girls will play at 5, the boys at 7. And we will have that girls game on Monday afternoon from Seminole. I believe the district track meet coming up on Tuesday in Fort Stockton, so that's the reason those games are on Monday. All right, that's going to wrap it up from Greenwood tonight. I'm Ken Ripley, now returning you to KFST.
You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School Panther Baseball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Panther Baseball has been brought to you by Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Angie Miles at Turnkey Realty, Airlawn Furniture Appliance and Outdoor, Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Big Ben Concrete, RA Radiance Med Spa, Bucks Loop Center, Cactus Health Services, Citibank, Concept Inc., Contessa Ready Mix, CTG Express, Designer Carpets and Interiors, the First National Bank, by Fort Stockton ISD, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Heritage Funeral Home, Hernandez Sanitation, Joe's Place and Cantina, Julie's Easy Press, K-Bob Steakhouse, M&J Trucking, M&J Fast Lube, Pecos County State Bank, Permian Basin Abstract, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Salcedo Family Medicine and Urgent Care, Sawyer Insurance Agency, the Steakhouse Restaurant, by Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, and by Weiss Tire Pros.